Paris intended to.
In the U.S., it's kind of interesting. They had kind of similar to what the Rolling Stones was like in the early 60s, where they had different releases in the U.S. and the U.K. There's some songs that are on the U.S. albums that were some big hits that aren't on the U.K. albums, unfortunately, but we will briefly talk about two of the non-album singles released around this time, which are For Me to You and Thank You Girl. First one is From Me to You. That was number one hit in the UK. I am familiar with this song a lot. I have the Beatles number one compilation album. It's like the second song on the album following Love Me Do.
Yeah, it's their second single, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
And
one single.
yeah, it's a really catchy song.
I think the song's awesome. I think I don't know if I might get hate for saying this, but I think this is better than the entire Please Please Me album.
Really?
It's just Beatlemania at its finest. At this point, I mean, they are more album bandish than bands like the Kinks and the Rolling Stones. Like, definitely one of their best songs around this time. And it's just one of their best songs in general for their early period, the pre-Rubber Soul period. It's a great song. I've always loved this song. I remember hearing this on the compilation album because my dad owned the Red album and the Blue album. And the Red album specifically would be played a lot, and this song was a childhood favorite of mine.
I love the more great harmonica playing from John Lennon at the beginning, and I really just enjoy the part where it goes like da 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 in the guitar, which is in kind of the second half of the bridge, and then it goes like "We keep you satisfied." Ooh. And then it goes to an augmented chord.
Yeah, it's a great song. It's a number one hit for a reason. It's very catchy, and yeah, another great one from Lennon McCartney, and yeah, John's great vocals there. The get anything that you want, anything that you just call on me. Yeah, it's great.
From me to you, and then the call and response at the end to you, and with the harmonica wah, wah, to you, wah, 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 wah.
Great melody.
Yeah, I do like this song a lot as well. I kind of wish the song was on the actual album. I would have replaced
That's a waste of money.
Get rid of a waste of money and put not please me. That's on the album. But For Me to You on the album instead. And I think my score might have gone up if it had done that. I think it's a great song. Again, the harmonies are terrific. The harmonica. It's just a great single from that early era of the Beatles. And that brings us into our last song to talk about, the B-side to For Me to You, a song called Thank You Girl. This is a song that was specifically written to the Beatles' female fans.
This is a great song. But yeah, my opinion on this song, though, this is another outstanding song. I think this is another song I think is better than the entire Please Please Me album. And it's only a B-side. That should just prove how great the Beatles were. This is going to be a common trend for the Beatles, them making awesome B-sides. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, them, the Rolling Stones, the Who, they just know how to make great B-sides.
All right, Jason, your thoughts on?
I really like the song. It seems to be an underrated song. It's not one that's talked about much. It's a B-side. It's only on like past masters, but it's a solid song. I think good vocals, very catchy. Yeah, I just love that. I'm going to do this. Thank you, girl. Yeah, it's wonderful. You got the harmonica there. Again, like I said, you're using the you in there. From Me to You and Thank You, girl. I mean, they knew what they were doing, and it worked well.
I'm the only one who really loves this song, I guess.
I like it.
Didn't remember it very well.
Fine. It's a catchy song. I like For Me to You a lot better, but I think it worked for its target audience, which is like the female fans. I don't think it's one I'm gonna go back to, but I thought it was catchy enough. It's a song called She Loves You, and this was a big number one hit in both the U.S. and the U.K.
Great song. I love the Ringo drum fill at the beginning, and then they come in. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Very, very catchy song. I love this song. It's one of the best early Beatles songs. I love the guitar playing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. This song's awesome. This is a catchy song. This is a song I grew up with. This is a song that I will always go back to. The other songs off with the Beatles are just like it's like five really good songs, a decent song, and 8 garbage songs. So,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'd say "She Loves You" is better than any of the 5 songs that are my favorites off this album. It's just if you want to know how British Invasion was like and like early '60s music was like, listen to "She Loves You." You know, it's a perfect way to sum it all up.
I mean, my dad has "She Loves You" in his top 10 favorite Beatles songs of all time. I think if you talk to anybody from that generation, I think "She Loves You" would be in their top 10 because when this song came out, it blew everybody's mind. Like they're like, I've never heard anything this good before. At least that's what my dad says. Like everybody was mesmerized by this song, and "I Want to Hold Your Hand" too. What we talked about, those 2 songs came out like those were, I mean, humongous hits, and really made the Beatles like the best band at that time. I mean, the biggest band in the world. You have to think a lot to those 2 songs, I think, and yeah, it's just a travesty they're not on here. But
Yeah, I think one of the biggest detriments that with the Beatles has is not having these 4 on-album singles on there because I think uh, these 4 songs would have made the album that much better. I think "She Loves You" is an amazing song. What's said that hasn't been said already? It has one of the catchiest choruses in the early Beatles phase. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just an infectious earworm, and it's more memorable than half the songs on this album.
like you watch them sing that song, and they do the head shakes, and the girls go wild. I mean,
Not to mention, though it's up to you, I think it's only fair. Pride can hurt you too. Apologize to her is a really great line.
hmm.
Hey, are we going to talk about the B-side now, or are we going to talk about...
We're doing the B-side next. The B-side to "She Loves You" is a song called "I'll Get You."
This is an amazing song. This is Imagine I'm in love with you. It's easy because I know. Oh, it's a great song. It's actually one of the cases where I think like the A side and the B side are like neck and neck. I don't think one's way better than the other because both are very good. If I had to pick between ice cream and cake, I'll probably go with the B side just slightly more, just a tiny bit more. But again, I think this is way better than the songs off of the album.
I'm telling my kids this was Imagine. No. But yeah, it's really weird that they have Imagine something 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 and Easy something something something. Like you're definitely gonna hear another song with those lyrics later on.
Yeah.
But I don't like it as much as Nick. I like the A side a lot better, but still a really good song. And definitely should have been on the album.
Yeah, I agree. Really good song. Very solid. Like you said, the harmonies are great, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, the Imagine it's so good.
I love the beginning too. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah. That's probably why I think it's slightly better. It opens and closes with that with a oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Oh wait, wrong album.
We're not talking about out of our heads.
Yeah. So this was a blind spot for me. I'd never heard the B-side until now, and I think it's a great song. I prefer "She Loves You" over this, but it's got good rhythm to it. I like the unison of John and Paul doing "Oh yeah, oh yeah," and the harmonies are great as always. And yeah, this is another really good song. And that leads into our other big single. This was known as the first #1 hit in the U.S., and that is a little tune. You may have heard of it called "I Want to Hold Your Hand."
This was my introduction to the Beatles. This is the first song I ever heard by them. I thought it was amazing. This would be my favorite song on the album if it was on the album. And why in the world is this not the first? Well, I know why. The Beatles our fans to pay 2 times for the same song.
Yeah.
They're going to buy the single and they're going to buy the album. But nowadays, when I'm listening to music, I don't want to listen. I don't actively listen to 45s unless it's the
Yeah.
Beatles, because that's the only way you can get some of these songs. But I would much rather throw on this second album and listen to "She Loves You" and "I Want to Hold Your Hand" on the album, rather than having to resort to 45s.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's amazing. I love the chorus. I want to hold your hand. Oh, please say to me. And the guitar. Da 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 da.
And let me be your man.
And when I touch you, I feel happy.
Yeah, this song's amazing.
So good.
Really catchy.
Another song that I think is way better than any of the songs on the album. It's just, it's earworms. It's amazing. Like when you give me that argument, the Beatles is the best band and no one else. This is what I get from it.
Yeah.
If you're the songs on the album, this album doesn't prove that point at all. Like, yeah, get away from me. But those two A sides and the two B sides, I get where you're coming from. I see the point. Like if like the songs on the album were as strong as the 4 songs that weren't on the albums, I get the point. But yeah,
I just realized you're saying this album is garbage and you have 2 copies of it.
Well, this is because this is the first copy I owned. This is the stereo version I owned from the stereo box set, and that I owned from the box set because at one point I was obsessed with the Beatles and everything that they did was perfect, and I've since grown from that. And you know what? I will say this is probably the album I listened to the least of when I was into the Beatles.
Yeah. This and Beatles for Sale just didn't get very much playtime, even when I was a big Beatle, like super big into the Beatles, even though I still am.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, Nick, on the I Want to Hold Your Hand and She Loves You. I think maybe the first 2 songs I heard from the Beatles, like, I can't remember exactly when I heard the Beatles. I just remember, I'm sure it's an early, it could have been Love Me Do. I knew it was an early Beatles song because I knew I got into the early period before I got into the later period. And the early period, I think, was better for me as a kid because I was more into the catchy, fun pop songs. And I don't think I understood the deeper sons later.
What is a day in the life? This song is so boring.
Yeah, I think I probably wasn't into those. I was like, catchy, fun songs.
What is this Lucy in the sky?
It's bluesy and it's long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be into it as much, but yeah, those 2 songs to me are. You're telling me those are probably 2 most iconic Beatles songs, maybe of all time.
But yeah, I Want to Hold Your Hand. This is an amazing song. To me, it's a travesty that this and She Loves You are not on this album. I feel like She Loves You would have been a better one of the first songs on the album, and I Want to Hold Your Hand would have been the brilliant closer.
Yeah, either one.
I think just the guitar, excellent. Great melody, great writing. I love the aspect, I want to hold your hand. I love the layering with John. I keep wanting to say George when I meant to say John. John and Paul kind of backing off each other with the harmonies. And then I like that. I like how they go, I get high, I get high, I get high. And they go up like that. I'm like, okay, that's a cool little vocal run there. This is one of their best early singles. It might be their best early single. I'm not so sure, but it's definitely up there. And that leads into our last non-album single, and it's the B-side to I Want to Hold Your Hand, and it's a song called This Boy.
This is another great song. This is another song that's way better than the songs on the album it was released around. It's great harmonies. Love John Lennon's. I love when John Lennon does the front in the middle. It's like, oh, and this boy will be happy. My boy. Just like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
This is another one where I prefer the B side to the A side.
This is one of the most underrated Beatles songs. I like the dun 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 dun. I like the feel of it. The slow, like you have the peppy upbeat of I Want to Hold Your Hand, and then the slower This Boy on the other side. Really great. And one of the things I really like about this song is the the bloopers from the sessions that like apparently John and Paul, one of them was singing "This Boy" and one of them sang "That Boy," and they couldn't get it right, and then one of them then sang "That's Boy."
Yeah, I think in the beginning it does say that boy, and then at the end it's like this boy.
Yeah, that's funny. I love "This Boy." It's one of my favorite Beatles songs. I would say it's even I like it even more than "She Loves You" and "I Want to Hold Your Hand," and I think those are great Beatles songs.
Oh, wow.
And "This Boy" is maybe the best harmonies the Beatles ever did. I think that's why I like it so much. The 3-part harmony is just absolutely fantastic. I just love it. And like Nick said, when John goes sings by himself and really puts it all. I mean, it's one of those things where John he knows how to really put it all out there when he's really singing, and it sounds fantastic. Like I love when he just goes all out, and you have the backing vocals there. I would say it's one of the most underrated Beatles songs because it's never on an album, so I don't think people talk about it. You have to go to like Past Masters to get.
That's like the only album I think you can find this song is Past Masters.
Yeah, you have to go to Past Masters but I love the song.
Past Masters is basically the Beatles singles collection, the album.
Yeah,
yeah, this is another amazing Beatles song. Again, like the other B-side, this is a blind spot for me. And I think this song is excellent. I feel like of all the songs where John Lennon was like, hey, I'm trying to be like Smokey Robinson, he did it the best, strangely enough, on the one song that wasn't on the album. I don't know why this got cut from the album, but this song is excellent. The 3-part harmonies are great. The doo-wop style fits this so well. I don't think it's as good as She Loves You or I Want to Hold Your Hand, but this song is excellent. You know what's crazy? 3 of these 4 non-album singles, if they were on this album, would have been in my top 5.
Me too.
Well, here's the thing.
They're not on this album.
I think the Beatles, what they were doing is they wanted to save their best songs for their singles because that's what they knew the kids were buying. At this point, albums were more for adults who had more money, and which is great. That's great for the kids in the 60s who don't have a lot of money, and you get the best Beatles song on a 45. That sucks for us nowadays who want to listen to it on the full album.
It seems like
for the future.
More of us music fans these days like listening to the albums. So, from the time this album was released, the Beatles recorded some songs during the album session that didn't make it onto the album, but it was released as an EP called Long Tall Sally. We're not going to review the EP or go in depth on any of the songs, but I figured since we all listened to the EP, we can briefly share our thoughts on the 4 songs before we go deeper into the album. Jason, what are your thoughts on the Long Tall Sally EP?
I mean, nothing really memorable, I would say. I mean, Long Tall Sally is an okay rock song, but I've never been like one to go back to that song. And Scott's going to talk about, what was it? I Call Your Name. It's okay, I'm not sure. What else is on there? Is it I'm Down or
Slow Down, and Matchbox?
Matchbox, yeah, those are. Yeah, so it's nothing real big on that one, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to just briefly talk about 3 of the songs, and I'm going to talk a little bit, most of the time, about one song I think is really good, and the other 3 songs that are not as good. Long Tall Sally is okay. I think the highlight is definitely Paul McCartney's vocals, but other than that, I don't really go back to it a lot. Listen to Little Richard if you want to hear that song. I'm going to save I Call Your Name for last because it's the song that I really like. Slow Down is okay. That's kind of we got the Beatles doing these early rock and roll covers again. Like we got Paul doing for Little Richard. Now we've got John doing. Apparently, this is the B-side to Dizzy Miss Lizzy. Slow Down was the B-side to Dizzy Miss Lizzy by the original artist. So I think that's interesting, but it's kind of just there. The only memorable part is when he goes like, and then we got Matchbox, which is a very terrible Ringo song. But I Call Your Name is the song I really like. I kind of wish that I Call Your Name was on this album in place of I'm not going to say what the song is, but there's one particular song on this album that I don't think is as good as the other ones. And if they would have traded that song with I Call Your Name, I would make this album even higher. But I really like I Call Your Name. I like the cowbell. I like the groove. And I like the kind of changing beat, how they kind of change tempos a lot. I think it's really cool.
Okay. My thoughts on it. I really don't care about any of the songs on this. Long Tall Sally, horrible. I don't like that song at all. I think Paul McCartney's trying too hard to be like John Lennon, like what he did well with Just and Shout. I respect it more than I like it, though. I do respect what Paul is trying to do, but it doesn't come off. Like the way he tries to sing it, and I'm not a fan of it. Slow Down. I really don't like this song. Like they would play the song. They played the song like from when I was listening to the Beatles channel. They played the song a lot on that channel. I'm like, I don't get why the song is so unmemorable. Like, I don't know. I Call Your Name. I think the Mamas and Papas version is way better. This version is very mediocre.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I never cared for the song, the Beatles version. That is. Matchbox, I say, is probably the best thing that came out of this because this is probably Ringo's best song he's done up until this point, in my opinion.
Best song.
And I got a best, like it's still Prince Boys and I Want to Be Your Man. This is definitely the best.
Yeah, right.
Again, best.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Like none of these songs I would want on A Hard Day's Night. These are better as just Outcasts, if you ask me.
For me, this EP is okay. There's nothing really like spectacular on this EP. There's only one song on this EP which I didn't like, and I'll save it for last. Long Tall Sally. I love the Little Richard version. It's one of his best songs. The Beatles cover is okay. I like that Paul McCartney is really belting out his vocals, but again, if I want to hear an amazing version of this song, I'll just stick to the Little Richard version. I Call Your Name is probably the best song on the EP, primarily because it was the one original Lennon McCartney track on the album. John Lennon really sings his heart out on it, and we got a cool cowbell in there, which makes it stand out.
I got a fever.
I need more.
But there's a song on the actual Hard Day's Night album that executes the cowbell, and it's even better. So
Yeah.
And then Slow Down is okay. There's a cool piano part in it, but it's far from top tier Beatles. And then the one song I thought really sucked, Matchbox.
I mean, I will say I do have a little bit of a bias towards it because he opened that song when I went to see him live. So
I gotcha.
I do have a little bit of a bias towards it. I'm not gonna say
I would rather hear Ringo sing it live than listen to this EP.
Oh,
I'm never gonna say like, oh, you know what song I need to listen to right now? Matchbox.
yeah.
Like when I do listen to it.
Look, hearing Matchbox live by Ringo just insinuates that you got to see Ringo live. So
I thought it was amazing though when he did it
So he,
live.
so he does like to sing that live.
It was
It
not
was like
pretty.
the energy towards it was really good. I really liked it when he did it live.
Yeah, but I would say, well, just listening on this recording, this is of the three Ringo songs so far. I thought this was worse than Boys, to
Me
be
too.
honest. Because at least with Boys, it's bad, but it's memorably bad. But this song is so bad, it was kind of painful to listen to. And I even looked up Ringo's recorded this song, and he had a sore throat.
Yeah.
oh no.
It really shows in the recording.
Yeah.
John Lennon can pull off singing with a cold, and it made Twisted Shout better.
Yeah.
Not the same for Ringo, though. Ringo sounds like he's dying. Literally dying. Oh, the Matchbox! Oh, the Matchbox! There's two singles that were released during the Beatles for Sale sessions that I wanted to talk about. See how they would have been if they were on the album. They were actually big hits, especially the first song we'll be talking about of the non-album singles. I'm pretty sure this was a number one hit. I Feel Fine.
Well, we'll take the garbage can out.
Yeah.
This
Please.
song is awesome. I love the weird guitar part in the beginning. I know Scott's gonna have his music lesson about that, so I'm not gonna continue any further on that. I know Scott likes to talk about like music education, so I'll give him the spotlight on that.
and music theory and production.
Yeah.
Those are two things that I love in music. Not
Yeah.
not just a good melody. Like I like the structure behind it, and then I like whenever they do weird stuff with the music production, which they do on this song.
Yeah. All I know is that the beginning part was an accident, but yeah, I mean this in the best way possible. I'll give the information to Scott. I love the lyrics. It's so catchy. This is definitely alongside 8 Days a Week. The fact that this wasn't on the album and 13 other filthy songs are on this album just pisses me off even more about the album. Yeah, this song is freaking awesome. I'm in love with her, and she's in love with me, and I feel fine.
They could have called the album "Honey Don't" and 12 Other Stinkers.
That's funny. I love the chorus
in true 60s fashion.
Yeah,
Honey Don't, featuring Everyone's Trying to Be My Baby and 11 Other Stinkers.
Yeah, it would be like what's it called? It would be like a Four Seasons album title. Because let's be honest, the Four Seasons doesn't have any really creative album titles in the early days. Oh man, I love the part. I'm so glad that she's my little girl. She's so glad she's telling all the world. That's Beatles harmonies right there. See, they're one of the greatest 60s harmonies bands. They're all alongside the Hollies and the Mamas and the Papas. This is what I'm talking about. Not on Beatles sale. This song is awesome. This is the best song that they made so far. I love it.
Yeah, I agree. I Feel Fine. That is such a great song. And it's all because of that guitar riff. You have the feedback at the beginning, right into the bum 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 bum, and it goes throughout the song. And that's what makes the song so cool, is just hearing that same guitar riff kind of go through as John's singing. And yeah, the harmonies, like you said, amazing. It's an amazing rock song, great guitar solo. Yeah, it would have been my favorite on the album if they would have put it here. Yeah, it's one of my favorite Beatles songs. I agree.
Finally, you get to I Feel Fine. This song is amazing. So, apparently, like, John Lennon's guitar had some feedback at the beginning, and they were like, oh, yeah, just leave it in there. And it's the first time that guitar feedback appears deliberately on a recording. The guitar riff is absolutely amazing. I love that. And if you think that John Lennon is a bad guitar player, like, just realize that he has to play that while he's singing. That's not really George Harrison. That's John Lennon playing that and singing at the same time. And that it's not an easy guitar riff either. It's kind of tricky and has a lot of stretches in it. But I love the riff, and then I love Ringo's drumming. Ringo's drumming on this song is epic.
Very good.
He, hanging around the ride cymbal a lot on this one. And then I love the bridge. I'm so glad she's my little girl. She's so glad. Ooh, yeah, and those harmonies, they're really good. And then I like the guitar solo. And then Ringo's just Ringo kind of coming in on the offbeats there, and then right before it gets back into the song. This may be my favorite Beatles song up to this point.
Yeah,
I'd have to think about it because "Can't Buy Me Love" is up there.
For me, it's the best song that they made so far. It's great hug.
I'm trying to think if anything.
That's a good
top. The only ones I can think of.
He Loves You, and I Want.
I Want to Hold Your Hand. Yeah.
But me, what edges it out is the very beginning of the track. With
the only competition right now is "I Want to Hold Your Hand," "She Loves You," "Hard Day's Night," and "Can't Buy Me Love" are the only like real big competition for best Beatles song up to this point. Yeah. Now, next album we're gonna have a definite best Beatles song up to this point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say definite because there's so many good songs on the next album.
There's one though.
Yeah, I think I know which one that's going to be.
It's obviously "Tell Me What You See." That song is amazing.
Oh, I thought it was Dizzy Miss Lizzy.
I thought it was another girl.
No, it's you're gonna lose that girl. But yeah, it's at least in my top 3 Beatles songs that they've made up to this point. I'll say that.
Before
All
Jacob
right.
says what he has to say, I gotta say, these singles are so good. I mean, I know the purpose. I know the Beatles were trying to they weren't trying to dupe their customers, but nowadays it's like, come on, you could have just put this on the album.
Yeah, with the Rolling Stones albums, I'll just buy the US versions, but then the Beatles versions, I look at the US version and it's like they took off some other good song and like switched all the songs on the albums where it's on completely different albums, and then they added all this studio reverb on it, and it's like, oh no, I can't do the US versions either.
Yeah.
On some albums, I'll say.
Okay, so
Yesterday and Today is an accidental masterpiece.
I'm gonna say it. I think the reverb on this song and the next song we're gonna talk about, I think it's better than the clean version. Mr. Mayo brought it up on his video. He's like, I actually like the reverb on "I Feel Fine" and "She's a Woman," and without him, it doesn't feel the same. And after I listened to the reverb version on Beatles 65, I'm with them on that. I can never listen to the clean version anymore. It has to have the reverb on it to get.
I'm going to take back what I just said because my roommate has Beatles 65. And when I listened to "I Feel Fine" and "She's a Woman" for this review, I listened to it on his copy of Beatles 65.
Huh.
And they were like, John Lennon says that like "I Feel Fine" is one of the first like heavy songs. And I couldn't get that for the longest time. I listened to it with the reverb on Beatles 65. I'm like, okay, I can kind of get that now because with the reverb, it makes it sound a lot heavier than it really is.
Not only that, but it sounds like you're with the Beatles in the like you're in the room with them. It has like that concert feel to it, especially with the guitar riff, boom boom, with the echo in it, with the guitar riff. I mean, I love the song fine, like without it, but if I get an empty feeling when I listen to the non-reverb version.
All
and
right.
if you're going to talk about all the different versions, I'm going to have to give my thoughts on Dr. Robert when we get to Revolver.
Well, I only heard "I Feel Fine" on Spotify. Whatever mix is on the Beatles one. I don't know.
You never heard the 65 version.
Okay.
You would have to either have it on because it's on iTunes or it's on the record. You can't find it on Spotify.
Okay. Because the US albums are not on Spotify. It's just the compilations and the UK albums.
Yeah.
But I think this is an amazing song. If this was on Beatles for Sale, I think this would have boosted the album score by quite a bit. I think this is one of their best songs to date. The guitar riff is amazing. Great rhythm. I love the harmonies on this track. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. And then Nick, you mentioned how catchy the bridge is. I'm so glad that she's my little girl. That's pretty good too. I would put this on par with "I Want to Hold Your Hand" as one of their best singles. It's crazy it's not on the official studio album. It's insane to me. Also, shout out to the music video of this song. Whoever decided to put Ringo Starr on an exercise bike while the Beatles are singing is a genius. We got one more non-album track to discuss. It's the B-side to "I Feel Fine," and it's "She's a Woman."
This song is awesome. I think this is a really good B-side to "I Feel Fine." The song is awesome. I really, really enjoy it. I really dig it. I know that you know peasant. She's a woman who understands. This is like one of the few times where Paul belts it out that I really like it. Man, this song is killer. This song and "I Feel Fine" should have been double A sides. Should have been a double A side single.
Yeah, it's funny. Anytime you get like a B-side, I'm not that familiar with the B-sides all that much, and including this. Oops.
Really young on us.
Uh-oh.
American Dream.
Was that on my side?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it was.
So She's a Woman's not one I haven't listened to the song really all that much, to be honest with you. It's kind of like, songs like Yes It Is and Matchbox, Old Brown Shoe, Inner Light. Like I barely remember these songs exist. I'm Down. They're not songs that are played that much, and you only get them if you listen to like Past Master. So I don't listen to it that often, but I think it's a fine song. Paul McCartney's vocals, really good rock vocals on it. And if I listen to more, maybe I'd like it more, but it's not one I, really go to very often.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I like this song. It's another one with Paul just going for it. My love, don't bring me presents. Except he does it level like, my love, don't bring me presents. Except he can actually hit the notes when he does the.
Yeah.
I can either sing it or I can sing it with like, yeah, that's a funny story. My favorite album is Abbey Road, and every time I would listen to Abbey Road, I have to sing along with every song when I get to
Oh, darling.
when I get to Oh Darling, like
Darling.
I'll try to sing it and then I will lose my voice because of how
Wait till we cover Maybe I'm Amazed.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Baby,
The
I'm
studio
amazed. Baby, you're the only
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that song is beautiful.
Yes. I'm looking forward to covering the solo McCartney albums.
Same.
But,
London Town.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that album sale down from my eBay page. I'm gonna keep the McCartney albums.
Yes.
Nobody's buying them. I'll listen to them.
Really?
I'll have more McCartney albums for my collection. But She's a Woman. I like Paul's vocals on here. I like the She's a Woman Who Understands. I will say I like the A side better, but this is a very good B side for the A side. Like a lot of times you think, oh, the B side is just a throwaway track. Well, if you've watched any of our channels for a while, you'll know that we always appreciate the B sides. Sometimes even like them better than the A sides. So
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
don't forget to flip your 45s.
Yes, I agree. The 45s are just as important, sometimes even more important, depending on the A side.
All right. Well, for me, I actually was not familiar with this song until listening to this album. I'll say I was familiar with I Feel Fine. That's one of their big hits.
Mm-hmm.
But I was not familiar with this one. And every time I've heard this song, I can safely say it's another amazing Beatles song. Very underrated. I love the piano-driven riff on this song. And then Paul McCartney absolutely kills it on the vocals. I'm like, this is what I think he tried to do on that weird Kansas City mashup crap song. But here he does it so much better because I think he's more confident on this song than he was on the other one. And you can really tell on this song that Paul McCartney is probably the best vocalist out of all the Beatles. And you can see that as we get on later in their catalog, where you really get to see Paul really belted on songs, especially on, like you've already mentioned, Old Darling from Abbey Road. I love that.
Helter
And
Skelter.
then,
Yes.
Helter Skelter's another one too.
The first 15 seconds of Revolution.
Oh yeah.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's really good on this. And I think what's interesting, I think Nick, you made the you made the claim that the Beatles can't do R&B well. Now I disagree because this does have an R&B feel to it. I feel like this could have been a song Ray Charles could have sang. This feels like the Beatles trying to do Ray Charles. But I think Paul McCartney, I think he can out-sing Ray Charles on some notes. I think this is a fantastic track. I love the soul on this track. And again, if this was on Beatles for Sale, I feel like if you had I Feel Fine as the opener, She's a Woman as the closer.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a much better album than what we got. I think this was the B-side to Help, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a song called I'm Down.
Yeah.
I don't really care for the song. I think this is a lousy B-side. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. As for these bonus tracks, we're pulling out the trash can. I said there won't be the trash can for the album tracks. Well, the singles or otherwise. This is a lousy B side. I think it's I don't know. I feel like the things that made the night before so great were stripped away. Just Paul McCartney trying to go for like a kind of like a rough and gruff song, but it just fails badly. I feel like they should have just put the night before as the B side.
Yeah, the only thing I like is Paul McCartney's vocals are pretty rocking at the beginning. When he's coming singing almost a cappella at the beginning, and then they start into "I'm down, I'm really down." They start that part. The rest of the song, I'm not a fan of. Really, it's okay, but it's definitely a lower Beatles song for me. Like it's not one I listen to very often. Again, it's just a B-side song, so not one that comes up very often. The only thing I like about the song is when they play at Shea Stadium, and John's kind of off his rocker at that moment, and he keeps missing his cues to sing in the mic, and he's laughing and he's like just joking around, and he's the one that has like the organ, the keyboard thing, whatever, and he's doing his elbows on it when he's, and so it's kind of fun watching him just goof off on Shea Stadium. That's about it. Besides that, yeah, it's not one I ever.
Yeah, I like the vocals at the beginning, but the rest of the song is just okay. And that Chase Stadium performance, oh my goodness, man, that was a rough performance.
Yeah,
like, you could tell they were having fun, but like,
yeah,
that was a bad performance. Like, they messed up, and Paul even at the beginning, and that was like, you Joe, it's like he missed his note. Like
or in sync on that.
Yeah, and every time I hear this song, all I can think of is that bad Shea Stadium performance, and how just tired and worn out they looked doing that, and they just didn't play well. So yeah, not my favorite.
All right. So it's gonna be weird. I think I'm probably the only one that actually really liked this song.
Okay.
I think this song is really catchy. It's I think it's Paul McCartney trying to channel Little Richard, like he tried to do with the Long Tall Sally cover. And I think because this is one he wrote, I think he pulls it off better on this song. I do think the harmonies are really good, and I especially love the part where he's like, "I'm down, I'm down." And I think he sings really good on this song. We go to our next non-album single, and this one is called "Yes It Is."
Discount this boy. That's about it.
Yeah. I want to say this is like a B-side to like Ticket to Ride or something.
Yeah.
I
They should
don't
have.
know.
They should have had. They should have had like you're gonna lose that girl.
Yeah.
Side.
This is the B-side to Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
You agree with me, Jason? Though, have like you're gonna lose that girl as the B side. Two great rock songs.
Oh yeah. But I was at a friend's house in college, and he had a jukebox, which was awesome. Like I didn't know someone could own a jukebox, and it had everything. You push the button for the song, whatever, and play it, and it was so cool. And he had this Ticket to Ride A side and Yes It Is B side, and I was like, "What is Yes It Is?" Like I never heard. I was a big Beatles fan. I was in college, and I was already a big Beatles fan since I was like 10 years old. And I was like, "How have I never heard this song before?" And I'm a big Beatles fan.
It's a
It's
B
one of
side.
because it was a B side and it was never on an album, so I just never got around to it. And I remember I was like, I gotta listen to this, and I picked it on this jukebox thing, and that's my memory of listening to it. I actually quite like it. It's actually the better of the three songs that we're talking about in the singles. I think the harmonies are really good here. It's definitely very slow. I don't know if Scott can tell me what instrument's in there. It's a very interesting instrument sound throughout the song, but I like the song.
And the song's alright. This is about like he didn't want to see red because it reminds him of what his girlfriend used to wear.
It's true. Yes, it is.
Can I think of another song about someone who doesn't want to see colors anymore because of a girl?
Animals the color black.
Um, well, that came out the next year. It's a lot better song too. Yeah, this song is just all right.
I don't have much to add. I think this is a boring song. It's my least favorite of these non-album singles. I'm down with my favorite of the bunch. I don't know
No, but it
or not. But this one, like what Scott says, it's pretty much This Boy 2.0, but duller and lamer.
I said it
The
was.
harmonies are okay, but that's about it.
I said it was discount. This boy, like this boy is like at a full price, but yes, it is.
Dollar
it's like
store
off
bargain
brand.
bin.
This boy is so much better. That's all I'll say. Gotta go to easy. We're taking the easy way out now. Gotta go to easy.
Yeah, this is a classic. Yeah, this should have been on the album. I know the Beatles were stingy with that, but it would have if the two non-album singles would have been on Rubber Soul instead of What Goes On and Think for Yourself, this would be an easy 10 out of 10 album. Easy. Like, not only that, but it would be in my top 100 albums list as well. That's how good these non-album singles are.
Yeah, the song may be about drugs. You know, the Beatles are going to start writing more songs about drugs at this point. It's just going to be inevitable at this point. Or about prostitutes or whatever. All kinds of stuff they're writing about, the rock and roll lifestyle, as you say. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to talk about it. That riff is what makes the song. I think it's one of the more iconic riffs, I think, in the Beatles. And I've played this riff on my guitar, and I struggle with it. I don't know why. It's something weird about the riff because when you play guitar, like any instrument, when you're first learning it, you're thinking about it a lot. And so you're not going very fast, of course, because you're just, it's in your head. You're trying to really think it out. And then after you play it a while, it becomes like natural. You don't have to think about it anymore. Your hands just do it naturally. And this is one riff that I struggle with. Even if I try to play it a bunch, I still go, I have to think about it. So I don't know if that's just me. It's a difficult riff, in my opinion, from the Beatles. And that's cool. Yeah, it's a solid rock song, obviously, yeah.
This is one of the Beatles' best guitar riffs. I remember the first time I heard it on the Red album, as soon as the guitar came in, it was like, ooh, what's this? This is a good riff. Back in my, I really wish I could learn how to play the guitar phase before I actually learned how to play the guitar. And I remember when I first was learning how to play the guitar, I went to a guitar lesson, and this guy had an electric guitar, was playing the riff to Day Tripper, and I thought he was the coolest guy ever just because he could play Day Tripper.
Yeah.
Anyway, the song itself, love the guitar riff. I love how the guitar solo is just the main riff, but like modulated to a different key. And then there's that little section with the and the riff. And McCartney's bass kind of echoes that riff as well. Boom, 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 boom. And then I like what Lennon does with the rhythm. It's kind of just like this boom, 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 kind of syncopated chords behind that. Good harmonies on this song, and I think it should be noted that I have a history with this song because my very first YouTube video that I ever posted was me doing a parody of this song about Donkey Kong.
Really?
You can't find that video anymore.
Okay.
Probably got copyright strike.
He's
It
not a day tripper. He's a banana slipper.
It was about like the 1980s, like the arcade game. Like this song went, I put in my quarter, decided to play one more game. It was Donkey Kong, the evil monkey. Yeah. I wish I could find that video because it was such a stupid video. It had me in a fedora and a 80s coat dancing around, jumping over barrels that I hand drew myself into the It was not a good video, but I thought it was amazing. I made a Beatles parody about Donkey Kong. When I was in middle school, I was obsessed with two things: 80s video games and the Beatles. And so I put them both together into this music video about Donkey Kong. It's a parody of Day Tripper.
I love this song. I
Yeah.
love the guitar riff. Very singable. Probably one of my favorite Beatles songs led by John Lennon, to be honest. I love at the end where he's like, "It took me so long to find out. I found out." I think everybody else has said what needs to be said. This song's amazing. Now we go to the last bonus track. We can work it out.
So when I was in 8th grade, so for a long period of time I wasn't listening to any music. I of course I grew up with the Beatles and all that, and I'm not going to go through the whole backstory of it, but I ended up listening to Let It Be a lot because it made me feel better. But there was I'm like, you know what? I want to become a Beatles fan. But because there was a lot of music videos that would recommend me after Let It Be, and this was one of them. When I first heard the song, I replay the song over and over and over and over again. I still do sometimes. Sometimes I get to the song and I'm like, yep, I got to listen to this again. And again. And another one. And another one.
Yeah, I love this song. Another great Paul McCartney. I love the lyrics of the whole "we can work it out" is if you do it my way, we can work it out. If we do it your way, it's not going to work out. So it's a little not quite correct, I think, way of looking at relationships. If we do it your way, we'll be gone or before the night's over or something. So I do love that. That's typical. Paul McCartney or John lyrics. Always seeing it their way and not the other way, the girl's way of it. But man, I don't know if Scott will talk about the time signature change in that part. That for fussing and fighting, my friends, how they slow it down and do something, and then I love that. It's one of my favorite parts of the song. What makes the song so great? Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Great song.
What happens is the Beatles it's in bum da da dun 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 da 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 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Life is very short and there's no time. And then it goes to 3/4 time, which McCartney called waltz time. But it goes and fussing and fighting, my friend. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Right back to 1 2 3. Except it has more of a 16th note for a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and whenever it gets back into it.
Yeah.
But man, there's all this interesting changes throughout the song, and there's that harmonium again that we were talking about earlier. Such a very interesting song. Lots of different changes in this song, and I love the end.
Two singles are amazing. Catchy lyrics. I love the chorus. We can work it out. We can work it out. Probably a good song to play if there's a problem. You can just go, we can work it out. We can work it out. I'm like, all right. It's a relatable song. I'm not like Paul McCartney, but just the principle of the song you can apply. Right. That's what makes it relatable. Yeah. Really catchy. Some good guitar work on this track. Definitely an all-time great Beatles single.